So I hope you missed us, because we have a very special return edition, a very special birthday edition of the greatest goddamn D&D streamer in this world and the next here. Welcome to Nate Gonzalez's birthday edition of Goblins Under the Stairs. You got Solrak the Destroyer here, ready to slash and bash like the old times on this very special beta edition, along with Wilma Chattington, Fang the Mang, and of course, the greatest goddamn D&D on all the land, and on tonight's birthday boy here, it's Nate Gonzalez! Happy birthday!
Ooh, thank you, and welcome back, everyone, to tonight's special birthday edition of Goblins Under the Stairs. Man, it's been, only like 2 or 3 weeks since we've been away. I think only 2 weeks, really, but it feels like it's been fucking forever. So let's go ahead and welcome you guys all back, of course. And as we jump on into this, let's give you a quick recap of kind of the events that have led you guys to this, not just what happened in the last game, but give you guys a quick little refresher, kind of an all-encompassing what has been happening in this campaign and with your adventure. So of course, you guys are dealing with the evil red wizard Narvi, who has turned into a witch, has taken your late friend Wilmore Chaggington's life, as you guys dealt with him and his Atropol, this fetus that he was trying to turn into a death god in his temple down in the sea of Swords, or the Sea of Swords. And as you guys, of course, dealt with all of that nonsense and made your way back up to Waterdeep, it seemed like Narvi was still heavy on his recruitment, on getting as many people and bodies down to Daggerford as he could, as there were these projections of him spurring, popping up all over Waterdeep in these water fountains and all sorts of different locations. And was hypnotizing people and getting them in a trance and begging them to come down to Daggerford to join the cause, rise up with the Black Moon, and join his army of the undead. And with this, you guys made your way over to speak with some Harpers and deal with some undead that were lingering around in the City of the Dead in Waterdeep. And with the Harpers, you guys started to amass your allies, if you will, to go down to Daggerford and organize them to join you all and take care of this evil red wizard that has got his latches on the Sword Coast and is really extending outwards, more and more so, it seems, as this black moon up in the sky is reaching its apex. And with all these allies starting to become gathered, you guys decided, okay, there's something that we know we need to take care of, which is whatever is happening down in the Underdark, down in the Undermountain, and specifically in Skullport, which you guys have learned about with the Zentarum dealing down there and all sorts of shady dealings. We've learned, of course, with Usith sending bodies down the Desaren River, floating on down here, and possibly becoming captives in this area. So you guys made your way down here, decided not to make your way to Skullport, but kind of veer off as you notice some strange vegetation and great ooze growing on the walls, very similar to what you guys have seen in other layers of the Aboleth Usith. And upon traversing through this labyrinth of underwater caves, you came across a group of Kuatoya, the fish-faced humanoids, who seemed to be very sick and poisoned and fed up with the god that they have been praising to, this Usith, who has been just giving them the scraps of his scraps, and they look very sickly and ill, and they begged of you guys to help them and to deal with Usith, the Aboleth, and hopefully that would help, bring them back to a little bit of homeostasis in their group. And so you guys made your way around the corner and found this large cavern area where there was a figure floating above a small island covered in all sorts of like seaweed and overgrown moss and vegetation. This figure kind of floating there about 50 feet in the air, radiating and vibrating this strange energy, this otherworldly energy, kind of covered in this translucent, slimy material and almost looking like in a cocoon kind of metamorphic state. Upon seeing this, of course, Usith made his appearance as well, with these vibrations on the water surface and other alien-like kind of interactions happening, kind of playing these mind games with you guys, showing you guys different things that you fear and that you hate, and of course, Loath, and with a large battle going on between him and some of his thralls, these chulls, these large crab-like, kind of lobster-like creatures with tentacles expanded off of their face, I guess we're finally able to dispatch and kill Usith once and for all with one last big epic move put together by the three of you. And with him no longer down here, or no longer a presence on this plane, Solrak had a bit of a reminder in his head about what you guys learned in Moongleam Tower from the Harpers up there, is that aboleths, they come from another plane, typically, somewhere another dimension, or maybe even the elemental elemental plane of water. And you know that in Aboleth, they're so ancient, so old. They've been here longer than the gods. They predate them, and they're just so alien and old, and unlike any other being an aberration. And that when you kill an Aboleth, it never really truly dies. It will always be reborn on its home plane. And so, hopefully you guys have dispatched it from this plane for the time being, and for as long as you possibly can, to deal with the rest of the situation that you have here. And as you guys searched around in that last cavern for a bit, you noticed that there was a statue kind of situated on the island with a lot of vegetation overgrown on it. It looks like it was very old and dilapidated, and like it was kind of like an idol of sorts to some sort of creature that they were trying to worship, the Kuatoya, that is. And so you guys made your way out of this cavern area, this domed room, back onto your ship, and you're floating back over to find those fish ace Kuatoya people. And if I missed anything, feel free to fill in, but that is where we shall pick it up.
Sounds pretty accurate to me, other than how badass Solrak was, and slashing and bashing.
Yeah,
but
it's like
it's pretty cool.
Top 30 times for sure.
Top 100 fights.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty cool. It's because I have so many cool fights under my belt. It's not
true.
because
it's true.
It's a bad fight. It's just.
So yeah, one thing that also did happen, I guess I did leave out, is there was a surge of water that kind of, a few times that the Aboleth created. And one of these, while the figure is still floating above the island, which Solrak kind of has an inkling and a strange feeling that could possibly have been Luke Ganj within that flesh, that body seemed to completely disappear once the water kind of rushed up, seceded, and he was no longer floating in that space. So make of that what you will, but yeah, you guys get on your boat and sail back into these murky waters.
And note I'm swimming next to him because I'm still have that thing where I
that is correct.
can only breathe underwater.
That is correct.
Dude, and I have a chunk of the aboleth.
Before we would have left there, I'm just thinking back, maybe throw a rock where the thing was just to make sure there's not something invisible sitting there.
Yeah, kind of pick up something off the island, toss it into the air, and watch it as it flies into the air and plops back down into the water after a few seconds. And it doesn't seem like any connection or even any movement or anything up there at all either.
Shrug my shoulders, hop in the ship. I guess we're kind of gonna head up to the fish people.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they know anything about that other being with the aboleth.
Or perhaps apparently there's a big brain down here, I think.
Oh, that fellow.
Stick my head out. He used to be cool, but he kind of sucks now. Go back under. And then we keep swimming, or I keep swimming.
Going up.
Out of the way.
Alright, I'll just go ahead and drag you guys up a bit. Sorak's swimming right behind, kind of trailing a little bit as you guys get around the corner. And you see a bunch of beady eyes kind of reflecting with a bit of light off of the Dawnbringer off of Fang's helm, shining into the alcoves to the left here. You see them, a few figures begin to cough and crawl their way towards you guys, just kind of being like, almost like moths to a light, attracted to it a little bit. and one of the figures, these fish-faced humanoids, standing a bit taller than the rest of them. He's carrying a pincer staff in his hands. He comes walking up to you guys as you moor your ship right there for a moment, and says, and Fang hears him say, "Is the aboleth been done with? Is Usith gone?"
I come out of the water. You're damn right he is.
Well, only Fang can understand him currently, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It seems as if we have taken care of Usith. However, he may not be done with, if you understand what I'm saying.
He just looks at you. Oh, I certainly understand. All these aboleths, they are trickier ones. They've been here before us, they'll be here after us. Even if they die once again, their life will always be reborn.
That's right. Now, do you know anything about the other being that may have been with Usith in there? Kind of like a white, kind of grotesque-looking being floating in the middle.
Ah, you see his eyes go wide as you begin to speak about him. Oh, you speak of Glablu.
Globlu?
Klabu.
Bless you.
Oh, thank you.
Blabu. What's his deal? Or her deal?
Klabu.
What's...
Oh, he's the next in line. You speak to Nugaloop, he'll tell you more.
To who? Where do you
Nugaloop.
guys come up with the... Where do you guys come up with these names?
What? You don't like Nugaloop or Klabu?
Well, okay, but who's Nukaloop?
Nugaloop is... it'd be easier to just show you.
And I'm just like looking over at Wilma, then at Fang. So,
Yeah, I'll let you in just a moment, it's alright. But are you gonna show me Nubaloop?
Nugaloop. Yes,
Whatever.
I'll bring you to Nugaloop, and he can tell you more about Klabu.
Okay. So, you want to hop on the ship or something like that, or?
No, you hop off, and I bring you to him. And he kind of gestures, he points his pincher staff down to the back behind him. He's back there, working.
Alright. Hang tight, gents. I'll be 1 second.
Well, as he sees you just hopping off, might be best if you all come.
Alright, everyone come along.
and,
This is mildly disconcerting.
And they all kind of like push aside, and you see like green like pus pooling off of a couple boils and sores on a few of these fish faces, and a lot of them look like very like fucking rough. Like if you've like caught a fish before that has a couple of those sores on it and stuff, and isn't looking so good, these are looking a lot worse than that. And they kind of push aside as you're walking through them. A couple of them cough a little bit. Spittle hits your flesh. Oh, sorry.
As we walked through them, I whispered to Wilma, "Hey, told these guys I was going to give them the piece of aboleth. They look like shit. Should I just give it to them now? They're hungry."
I wouldn't have fish eat dead gods while we're around. And I imagine I'm like surfing on Solrak's body, trying to keep like my tail dry.
Love it.
Okay.
So Fang has pushed his way through the whole group of all these Akuatoya, and a couple of them coughing and wheezing on him, and kind of pass through a few rotting corpses too. And as you get in here, Fang, this room just lets off this really putrid stench as you see two Kuatoya whips, like kind of guard-looking guys that stand a little bit taller, holding those pincher staffs, standing around, looking at another Kuatoya who's wearing a lot more kind of like fancier garb, but a lot of it just seems like it's like a hodgepodge thrown together kind of shit. But regardless, it looks a lot neater and well put together than the rest of them. And you see him, he's like standing around what looks like kind of like a makeshift holy shrine that he's been making. And you see it's kind of very like slimy almost, like as if it pulls off across the floor. You see like a decapitated limestone bust, like statue, depicting like this bare-chested male sea elf, and like you see him like attaching different things to this like statue or trying to figure things out, and he like stands back for a second, like scratches himself. No, that's not right. That's not right. And then he goes back up to it, and you see like on this, he's like replaced the feet of this humanoid, this half or the sea elf. He's replaced the feet with like troglodyte claws, and additional limbs have also been formed, like coming off of his like arm area, because it's just kind of like a torso that you see that looks like there's like bugbear arms like attached to him. You also see a pair of like rusty short swords that have been like stabbed into the chest, right, so that the blades thrust outward like onto his back, and like the whole thing is kind of covered in like green moss, like almost like making like an armor out of this. And sitting on top of the body is this rusty lantern, like just a handheld lantern. With inside of it is just like this fist-sized green gem that kind of just like lets off this glow. And as you walk in there, he stands back and says, "It's not quite right yet, but it's getting there. I know we need a few things." And the other two are just standing up in the north, kind of like, yeah, he's looking good. He's looking good, Noogaloop. And as you walk in, he says, "Oh, guest, welcome. You must be the ones that we spoke about taking care of Usith. Are you not?"
Can we understand that, or only Fang?
Just Fang, for the time being.
As we enter this area and I see everything going and Fang's chatting, I just kind of tell just to stay steady unless there's room for me to like claw onto like the side of the cave to get like sturdy footing. If that happens, I do that, but I'm gonna start ritually casting detect magic while we're in here.
Yeah. So the in here is actually, it's kind of just like it's not like a flooded area, but it's like a little bit like maybe 4 inches like standing pool water. It's like not actual swimming area. So as you guys like all begin to walk in, sees like maybe Wilma and Solrak looking at him curiously, and he shakes his hands real quick and he holds up a staff. You see like raise his hands up to the staff, and the staff begins to glow a little bit with light, and then it kind of courses down his body. He says, "Whew, that should help now." And as you guys can understand him speaking common now, as he speaks, he casts tongues on himself. Well now, welcome. You all came to see Klabu.
Yes, and might I say I love what you've done with the place.
Yeah, as you say that, you look around the room and you just see there's like a collection of rotting corpses around the perimeter of the room, just like, there's like a bugbear whose like severed head and torso are kind of just ripped apart. You see a dead like hook horror with this kind of like large bird-like creature with these massive hooks on its arms, just kind of spread out on the ground. You see like a headless carrion crawler that's just swarming with maggots all over the place, and even like one of those like dark mantles, one of those like stalactites, kind of like squid-like creatures. You see one of those ripped apart tentacles, like each one of them like ripped off of its body.
How did you happen to get such a fine collection anyway, friend?
Oh, all of these? It's nothing. They live around the caves here, and as you can see, we have a few willing members here to go out and take care of what I need to help build this idol to Klabu.
And by the way, no, I am so grossed out by the water in here. That's what I have to breathe. I'm gonna use greater restoration of myself to cure myself.
All right. As you cast greater restoration on yourself, you feel the air in your lungs be able to fill up once again, as this disease is no longer afflicting you.
When I come out, like, ugh, jeez.
Additionally, you also notice that you had this gray, translucent kind of ooze covering your skin, and it was starting to kind of like almost enmesh with your flesh. And after you cast this, a few seconds later, that starts to dissipate as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
So tell us about Klabu.
Oh, Klabu he's the next coming. He will be our next god.
Well, who's your god right now?
Oh, we had Usith, but he is no more. And before him, well, you don't have to worry about that. He's gone too.
So if he's the next
Who
in
don't we have to
line,
worry
then he's
about?
probably your god now.
If the rumors are true, the murmurs of the Great Ones coming to slay Usith, then yes, we can start to raise him to divinity.
How would you do that if it... I mean, potentially your impending doom.
Well, we need a few things first before we're able to do that, and, well, seeing that you're all very strong and capable, maybe you could help us with this.
Back. Why would be held to do that? That
Would
doesn't sound like...
would we be able to see Klabu if we got this stuff for you?
Oh, maybe. Maybe Klabu will grace you with his presence. I cannot make any promises, though.
You seem really powerful.
Thank you.
Tell me about yourself.
Oh, what would you like to know?
Like, what do you do?
Well, you see, I lead all these fine fellows down here. They follow all my whim and my word. You see, we've been following the word of Usith for several years, millennia. And times are changing, as they say. Usith brings down new thralls to help raise them to become a new god, and we see the one that he brings, one of many, did not quite make it down to the lithid layers. He wanted to raise him to become his own, much like himself. Strange, a bird fella like him wanted to become an underwater sea god.
Bird fella, you say?
Yes, strange fella.
He, smell worse than this cave?
This cave does not smell.
You know, was he pretty stinky?
Not that I noticed.
So yeah, look back. Smell like shit.
You guys are willing
Tell
to
me
help
about
us.
this bird fella.
Well, wasn't much of a chance to learn more about him and his state prior to his metamorphosis, or beginning his metamorphosis. He came down here looking for Usith, and he found him, and seems quite pleased by this fact. It was strange. You know, most people, when they look for an old one or come down here, it's quite the opposite, just as you all found out. But Usith, his ways have changed in the last few years. His power not as strong, and more recently become weaker and weaker. Almost like he's not a god at all.
Why do you think that would happen? Because of the brain or because of the metamorphosis?
Your guess is as good as mine, but I guess that someone is siphoning his powers from him to use for other purposes, or perhaps used him in some sort of capacity, but that's no longer our problems because we have Klabu.
Is there any way to reverse the metamorphosis?
Oh, that is beyond my understanding. You'd have to speak to an old god yourself.
Yeah. And
You
do you happen to know where the brain is?
Yes, you speak of the one, the mastermind. The one that rules the Illithids.
Phew.
Yeah, my friend, you talked about the him sending stuff down to the Illithids. What are they doing down there? What's the 911 down there?
Oh, going down there to create more slaves, thralls, influencing their minds and taking their willpower and using it and bending it to their own will, which sometimes is fun.
That is fair. Did you by chance see like a red, bald, decrepit guy walking around here by chance? Wizard robes, kind of that thing. Walks around going, "Oh,
yes, the Eternal."
Oh, the Eternal. He's got a fun name now. Why do you call him that?
Because he's an eternal asshole. I look around.
I look over to Fang and go, "That's the first good joke he said."
That wasn't bad.
No, he has taken on the rare path to lichdom, and with that, life becomes essentially eternal. Cannot kill
fair.
what is already dead. Unless, of course, you find his phylactery and destroy that.
Did he go down
Excuse
to the?
me? How would you
brain?
find that?
Oh, Lich's phylactery would be extremely hard to find. They only keep it in the most secure and dedicated places where they are sure that absolutely no one would find it.
Kind of look over to Saul, right? Like a pocket dimension in Daggerford, perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps.
Give him a little double-eye wink.
But I give him a one-eyed wink back, but it's like a sultry one.
I'm so confused.
And then my little rabbit tail wiggles. Did he ever happen to go down to the Illithids, or was he just kind of more up here, being all eternal?
Oh, he's the one that runs the big show, along with the brain. The two of them together.
Well,
The two of them together, they.
They're 7 foot.
that is the big
7'7", 430-pound monster.
Rey Mysterio with Big Show.
immediately where my mind went. Thank you.
The two of them together are the ones that, that even Usith listened to, and for a god and a being as old as him, they must wield some immense power. So to answer your question, yes, that the Eternal, not very often, not frequently or even recently have I seen him, but he has made his way down through the Twisted Caverns and into the other, the Illithid layer, where the Great Brain is, but mostly, I think the place is just controlled by those Illithids down there.
And what exactly did you need for Couscous?
Well, there are a few things we need, and he begins to pull out a sketchbook, and he shows you his grand plan for what he has envisioned for the statue here. You see, a set of legs and fur of a giant spider to be fashioned into wings on its back would be magnificent, and if we could get enough wood to build a chariot for it, a nice, holy, godly chariot for him to ride up into the eternal astral sea, and of course we need a weapon worthy of a Kuatoya god.
Oh, so these aren't like to bring him. This is just presents you plan on giving him when he shows up.
No, this is to create the
monument.
statue and to create our idol, and once the idol is created, then the worship will begin.
What do you need for Claw?
That is what I need.
I think that's who we're talking about, my friend. But isn't whatever happened to that statue that was in the other room?
Old god. Don't worry about him anymore. He's no good.
So if we
That's
help
sad.
you build your cool monument, you'll help us out to Klabu.
Yes. If you can help us with this, and certainly that would be our honor.
I look back.
They
down
kind of
and-
like
oh,
turn around and do the huddle with the guys. So what's the next plan? Do we help them with this? Do we go down and kill the mind flayers and the big brain, or do we go home and take a nap? Maybe have some soul racks.
Well, I'd be happy to kill the brain. Then when we're done,
Why do we gotta kill
just
the
go
brain? Why
chop
don't we
some
just go
wood
to-
and help him with his monument. Then keep on going.
What do you think, Fang?
The brain, he said, is in the Illithid, so we'd have to find where that is.
I think it's just down the path. I think we just gotta keep going down the
Yeah.
Where?
waterway.
Hey, Noogaloo, where's the Illithid?
All of the Illithids, you mean? It's just not one singular one. There's a few down there, working together in unison with whatever slaves they've been collecting from the rich nobles around the Sword Coast, and any other thralls they can accomplish finding. But yes, if you just follow the twisted caverns down through the main waterways, it takes you a while to get to the sea deeps. Eventually, you will make your way through there, and of course, you'll have to hop off your ship at that point, traverse on foot, which looks around you guys. I see should not be a problem for the three of you. You all have 1, 2, 3. You have 6 feet together, so should be good. Yes. And you
you
should
said
lucky
you-
Travis feet too.
Very
And you said-
lucky.
And you said you need wood and what else?
Yes, enough wood to make a chariot would be great. Around here, to the northeast, you can find a forest of zirkwood mushrooms that could possibly help. But I need some legs and fur from a giant spider, perhaps, to make them into wings. And of
Sheesh.
course, if you have maybe a weapon worthy of a Kuatoya god that you can donate so that it can be held firmly in its grasp, that would be wonderful. Most appreciated.
I think I could help you out with the weapon.
Anyone by
Where-
chance have Luke Ganja's old Lightbringer?
I kind of. Do we know if we want to give him a real powerful weapon?
Don't you, they said it's enough for a Kuatoya god. It doesn't have to be. I don't know. We'll give him something cool. Not too cool.
What exactly is gonna happen when Krabu comes back? Are we gonna give him high fives, or we're gonna have to fight him? Is he gonna be friendly? Do we have any idea what's gonna happen with this?
Yeah, that's a good question. Noogaloo, care to answer that?
But when he comes back, hopefully he'll help raise us back to health, bring all the Kuatoya, make us healthy once again, and provide us with the needs that we need to survive, thrive even.
Isn't that what you guys said about last god and he kind of put you into this?
Yes, and he got tainted with all that, the eternal and the brain and yada yada yada. This one will be better. It'll be different.
Right.
I think we gotta take
Well-
out the brain. I think that's the important thing.
Yes.
Because the brain, even
I
you said,
think-
is the mastermind behind all this.
Oh yes, quite powerful. I wouldn't want to mess with him myself. No, no, no.
When you said there were Elithas down there, a few, 2 or 3, or 40 or 50. If my understanding is correct, they typically have all clans, right?
Oh, it's a whole network, if you will, a colony that they kind of work in unison with the brain, sending off all of its requests and what it needs from these, and from the ones that they put the tadpoles in their brains and their eyes and create them into new illithids. So, I mean, as of now, it could be a dozen, 2 dozen, but who knows how many they've created after the time.
That could be a challenge.
And you know anything about my bird buddy's transformation? Like, what is he capable of doing now?
You see, Klabu is under a state of transformation where he's not yet met his full potential. Once he does, you will see that he is just as powerful as Uthsith used to be. Maybe even stronger because, it's got part of his strength, and he's got his own strength as well that he's got from his own experiences in life, and, of course, any of the other experiences and minds that he's been siphoning off of since being down here. It's part of what they do. The psionics. It's kind of what, maybe sometimes, it's not the best for us, getting us to do what they want, but as long as they make us happy and live, I'm happy. He kind of gives you like a weird smile as he cocks his head to the side.
What's his final shape gonna look like?
He will become an aboleth.
And when he gives me that smile, I stare at it just to see if like it looks like he's being forced to say that, or
Yeah, make an insight check.
Is there any crazy magic in the room too?
18. You do not seem to be picking up any sort of magic in here. Yeah, none at all. With an 18, so Red, you would imagine that you're not quite sure if this is something that's being told to him like currently, or just something that's so implanted in his mind is just being like what is accepted and what is norm for these Kuatoya. This is like what they do. They worship these old gods and these aberrations from other planes that promise them great power and immense strength and all that jazz. And you're not sure if he's just so like brainwashed with it all, or if he's like literally being like commanded currently. But you definitely seem like there's, he's on the edge of something.
got it. I don't say anything to him about it, but I'm just gonna keep that in mind. Now.
Very fanatical.
Yeah.
Good word.
Yeah.
Thank you, calendar word of the day.
Yeah, I've actually never heard of that word.
Used to be a
Sounds like a
show on
good one,
MTV, Fanatic.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s.
I look at him. So, ideally speaking, what exactly do you think you need to thrive, per se? Like, you keep mentioning that, but what do you need? What do you want? What are you people hurting for here? Yeah.
You see, the real energy and strength of our subconscious and in ourselves, our physical bodies, comes from our worship, from our gods. Without it, without that inspiration of that divine image, what are we? We're just, a bunch of fish swimming in the sea.
Well, yeah, but what if I told you about an actual noble being that you could worship? And in turn, I know that once we fulfill our goals at Daggerford, I could potentially give your people your own land, your own area where you could swim freely and eat whatever you want, and we won't come bother you.
I
You don't have
whisper to
listen
Fang,
anybody.
if this works, I'm gonna eat my tail.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with disadvantage, though.
Guidance.
Guidance. You can guidance him. So you add a d4 to that.
Okay, you said persuasion.
Yes.
Okay. Disadvantage.
We need dual nat 20s. Oh, never mind.
That doesn't help.
Kind of just looks at you. This is the order of things. This is the way it goes. We are devout to our gods and the lineage of them, and we shall follow this order devoutly and immensely. You cannot strip us of this. And he begins to look at you. I'm just like upset that you suggest such a blasphemous idea.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to suggest that. I was just wondering, But I can see that your God is lucky to have faithful, good people like you. He's gonna be very happy with your answer. So you should pat yourself in the back.
See, kind of trying to reach for it. His arms like don't completely like reach around. Cast Mage Hand real quick, and he does it. Thank you,
See, it's
thank
pretty
you.
cool.
Yes. So will you all help us build this idol to Klabu, and then you can speak with him, and we can speak with him, and he can help us all. It sounds like win-win to me.
Guys, do we? And I whisper this. Do we really have like the time in the world to do this?
13 days left.
I mean, it sounds like he needs they need some wood from apparently up in the valley to the northeast.
I could give him my Dragon Disintegrator sword.
A sword we already have. And then what else was it?
Kill a giant spider so you can use the fur and the legs.
And kill a spider. I mean, I'm sure there's a spider in here somewhere.
Ooh, yeah,
I
maybe
guess
we'll
so.
get the brain.
Alright, then maybe so like if you want to leave that sword, I guess that's one thing we can
Well,
cross
let's
off.
just keep the sword with us
Yeah,
until it's time, and maybe we try to give them another super duper powerful sword that we have, guys. And just
Right.
kind of like give them both a
Well, we'll
double-eyed
just give
wink.
it to guys. We're not half-assers in this crew. We're the wrecking crew.
Or we can give them the Dragon
once we have everything.
Disintegrator super duper awesome sword, or we can give them the amazing Iron Cast super awesome sword. I think. I think
We'll
we
give you
should
the
give 'em that
weapon
one.
when we give you everything. So
But
don't
do-
worry. You can.
You wouldn't happen to
You're not
know if
giving
there's a fuzzy wuzzy spider around these parts, would you?
I mean, we have seen spiders around here, but I do not go around just looking for the homes of spiders on my own will. But in the Mirkwood Forest, in the northeast, where I mentioned you might find some wood. I mean, spiders like woods, right? I think that might be a good opportunity. Yeah, with that's even two birds, one stone, right? That's the way the saying goes.
No, we
Two
say two
stones,
girls,
one bird.
cup in Daggerford.
Two girls, one
I
cup. I will
say-
remember that.
Yes.
Either that or two stone birds.
Two stone
Uh,
birds.
so we just follow the river northeast, and we'll find some mushrooms. Do we have an axe, guys, or should we just chop? I guess we just chop down with our knives.
I have an axe. I have a battle axe.
Maybe Fang can punch them down.
Probably could.
Yeah, you could, because you're a pretty strong guy, aren't you?
I literally
And
told
I
you.
kind of like
The strongest.
squeeze his biceps.
I
and I go,
literally
yeah,
used to punch trees as a child.
Yeah.
God damn it, we can
Yeah.
do this.
Sure,
Fine.
sure, you,
God damn it.
sure you did. And Fang, because I know it's all from the hips. You got really nice quads too, and I start kind of squeezing his quads a little bit.
Don't forget the
I literally-
calves.
Oh yeah! Oh, look at these! I just like
Mhm.
rip my finger down them.
That's
So
what's
Rex.
wrong.
Okay, easy now.
Like, I look over at the other guys. I'm like, I'm so sorry for this.
So northeast, gentlemen, and then we get to talk to Klabu Klabu.
Right, John Clavu bound down. I like it. Now,
I'll Klabu your man, damn.
would you I'll ask the guy this. Would you recommend we do this before or after killing the brain? Because we kind of come a long way down here. I don't know if it's smart for us to leave and then come back.
It'll take you quite a time to get over to the brain. If you have the time right now, it'd be much appreciated to take care of this. But
Whatever. Let's just do it.
okay.
But there was a but.
I was gonna say if you don't want to help us, you don't need to. And you see,
No. Come on, you don't have to be like that. We just
Dude,
already
Do you
here.
think maybe we could hang out here for like an hour or so, relax, get our bearings before we head out?
yes, that would be lovely. Are you all hungry?
Oh, I know Solrak's starving. He's always hungry, but
He's
me,
always-
I'm
I'm
good.
actually okay. I had a large meal before we came to you.
Are you sure,
guys.
Solrak? You always said to eat. You seem to be a
No,
hungry guy.
no, don't worry.
I've seen this man
Meanwhile,
eat
I haven't
2
seen
elks
you, little
before.
one, eat.
Yeah, he ate a whole elk once.
Oh, what is an elk?
It's kind of like one of those, and I point over to Hokar.
Oh, impressive. We have just the thing for you then. Hey, you hear, he claps to him. Bring us some food for our guest, please. And he just yells down to the
Just
south.
Solrak.
Just Solrak.
Oh no, our guest! And I grab them both and put my arms around.
You hear like
You know, the
dragging,
wrecking crew likes to
dragging
say
through
we
the
always
standing
eat
area.
together.
As from the south, you begin to smell even more like a putrid smell coming up from here. As these 2 more Kuatoyas begin dragging through this, like, you know, gross water. One of the Chuls that you guys killed in the large area in the fight against the Aboleth, it looks like they've already have gotten to completely ripping this apart. They have spears cut into the head, and you see like the claws of one of the claws are already ripped off, as you can hear chomping in the room behind them as they're leaving from there, as he's dragging this thing behind. The 2 of them are dragging it behind them, and they look at you and say, food is here, and stabs the spear into the head, and they both start wedging it back and forth until finally it pops off, and they hold it up. They say, the brains is all you. And he hands it over to you. The tentacles are writhing off of the head still, like a little bit of like the nerves are still like acting inside of its body currently, and they hand the head over to you, and like viscera and all sorts of like goo is just dripping out of like the hole on the bottom of its head.
Oh, Solrak, you know what they say, eat what you kill. Go ahead, buddy. It's
Oh,
lobster.
that's right.
He's put much worse in and around his mouth before too.
That's
Ooh,
right.
I gotcha.
That's
I got an
right.
error.
Like, thanks, Mom. Hey, hey, hey.
Delete
But
you.
seriously, I look over at Wilma. And Daggerford, we say ladies first. So here you go, my lady. And I take the brain and I just push it over to her. You don't want to be rude to our guests, you know.
Little do you know I'm not a lady. I just kind of hand it back to him.
I've seen what you fathered or mothered. I don't know. Just slide her back over.
Luckily for me, it's against my religion to eat something like that.
Yeah, it's against my religion too, actually. You know, the
Oh, yeah, like stealing is against your religion, huh?
No. Stealing is actually part of my religion. It literally is, but eating this isn't.
See,
got it,
Nogaloop, he takes it from your hands real quick and says, look, I show you. And he takes it and puts it, the like bottom of the skull up to his lips and goes...
Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. Okay.
And you just see like this thick, like almost loogie-like substance that he slurps up afterwards. And goes,
I'm gonna take
It's like a
the
crawfish.
thing.
all you. And you
I'll
see
take
all
the
of them like
thing,
looking,
okay.
staring intently at you as if like eat, please.
I take
Don't
the
be
thing
rude,
and
Solrak.
I just put it up and I pretend like I'm like sipping, but you know, like it's like one of these.
As he's doing that, I give Solrak a big hit right in the belly, just like good
Delicious.
job, buddy.
Did you drink some of it?
No, I didn't.
All right, make a sleight of hand check then.
This is
Nah,
funny.
1.
You're gonna kill
This
us
is
if
right,
you
need
do
that
that
nat
one.
20.
Would guidance
That's
help?
a nat 1? He jinxed me.
He has a passive perception of 19 actually, so no.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he looks over at you and says, I will show you one more time. Perhaps you did not understand. And he takes one of the tentacles and you watch as he drips it down, like this like very thick, like I said, like it's almost like a loogie, drips down the tentacle, and he takes it and just kind of like a gogurt slurps it into his mouth.
Ah!
Like a go-gurt.
Says, yeah,
What
perhaps
an
that will be
analogy.
easier for you.
I say, oh, I'm sorry. You know, it's just I'm a foreigner to these parts.
He takes the
Yeah, I see.
tentacle and he shoves it in your mouth.
Yeah.
You can try to fight
Yeah.
off if you don't want him to do that, but that's what he's trying to do.
Chug.
I say, whoa, I do this myself, buddy. And then I just like look at them. You guys, Next gross thing is on you. Take a chomp out of it.
Oh! Take a chomp out of it. The tentacle's still wiggling a little bit with the nerve action, and you watch as some of that goo just drips down your chin and onto your shirt, and it's kind of gross. You're chewing on it, and it is like, imagine it's like octopus that hasn't been cooked essentially, but it's like thicker. It's so you really have to chew through it and get your teeth like through that mass. It's nasty stuff, and we finally get this like little bit of sweetness too, and that's kind of nice. But then it gets back to this vile kind of like rancid taste. Must have been something in there. But go ahead and make a con save for me as you go ahead and eat that.
This is how I get explosive diarrhea.
Right? He starts pooping.
18.
There you go.
Yeah, you feel this slide down your throat, and you're like, oh god, that's probably not the smartest thing I've done in a while. As you feel it kind of going into your body and starts spreading like pins and needles across your chest almost. You feel like your body is burning and freezing from the inside out at the same time. You're like, oh god, that's not good. And you like just have to sit there for a moment and think about it. And you fight off that feeling from really taking over your core at all, and you swallow it, and like I said, it's not the best thing you've ever eaten or not the smartest thing you've ever had to do, but you stomach it all right for the time being.
I'm like tearing, like trying to that is delicious, thank you. Wow, I'm so full though. Oh wow, who knew? It's like eating 2 elks. I pass it back to them.
Oh man. Well, anyone else hungry? No, you said against your religion, but I've never heard such a thing.
Yeah, it sounds made up, if you ask me.
I don't eat meat. I don't drink any alcohol.
He also doesn't steal. Yeah, he doesn't drink alcohol ever. Never seen that happen.
Except those 7 times.
That just means more for us. And then you watch slurps and passes it down the line. They all kind of pass it around the hoof. And each one of them takes a big slurp out of it until there's no more flesh inside of it.
I will say though, due to your hospitality, I think I might be able to help some of your sick brethren out there. If you could just give me a second. So before we short rest, I'm gonna cast Balm of Peace twice. So I'm gonna cast it like once here, so we get it, and then I'm gonna run out there as far as I can. And then I'll cast it again, like, pray, and I start glowing, and then I'll come back in to hit us again. So I'm just going to get as many people healed out of that as I can.
Awesome. It's just healing,
to
right?
give them some love.
Hit points?
Yeah, it's 2d6 plus 4, so I'm going to cast it twice.
Cool.
And then, so for us, it'll be, oh wow, really? 9? 4d6, I got a 9, yeah, 4, 1, 1, 3,
Wow.
nice. Plus 8, so that's 17 healing for all of us. You guys can add that. Yep.
Oh, and how long do you think has it been since we've been doing all this?
Since dealing with Usith?
Yeah, it's since basically swimming over in this whole conversation.
It's probably been within an hour's time.
Cool, so I get it.
Oh yeah.
Alright. And then just probably take a short rest now.
Cool. Yeah, you would certainly would say, yeah, sit around to find whatever you like. You can rest up if you will, and then you can go off on your adventure and help us finish this idol. So you guys all sit around and eat whatever rations that you have, so you don't have to indulge in the rancid soul and everything else that they have to offer you. Yeah, so Rak, you feel fine. Your breathing and everything was questionable, and even like I said, that translucent slime that's covering your flesh, seeming like that was starting to do something too. But because you restored yourself, that has gone away, and you stomached that soul all right as well. So everything's looking up for Solrak.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna grab a beer, and you guys take care of your short rest real quick, and
Nice.
ready to hop into it.
So I need 20.
Nice. I get
Yeah,
poison
20
surge back.
points. So 4, 8.
That brought me up to full healing. The whole
Hell yeah!
thing you did in my ring, so I'm good. But I
That's
get
3d8
my
plus 6.
things back. Fuck yeah, my superiority die is back. I really need a second wind's back.
Oh, it doesn't read that. Hold that. Let's see. Alright, so 3d8. 1, 2, 3. Plus 6. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Second.
Perfect. Just about full health. Fang should be full health too, I'm guessing. And I get my wild shape back. And I get what I just did back. Nice.
Yeah, this is a very good short rest. I needed all this.
Yeah. We might end up having to take a long rest before we go down south to the brain.
That's actually a good idea. That's true.
What's happening?
Yeah, we can see what's going on with this guy first.
Said after we do all this shit, it might be worth taking a short rest or a long rest before we go down south.
Cool.
Get the brain.
All right. So
Let's
you
do
guys
it.
all rested up, eat some of your rations, chill for an hour, just kind of converse with each other, and with that, you're ready to head on out and try to find either some or all three. Well, you have the weapon already, but you need to find spider legs and fur, and enough wood to build a chariot. A
No
nice
idea how
holy
much
chariot.
that would cost. I've never had to build a chariot before.
Think back to what I consider would be a majestic, cool chariot, given that I've ridden a bunch of them. So I feel like I can.
I am
guess how much wood we need.
The one you rode in before was like shaped like a pumpkin, but this one will not be. It's just
It was a cool pumpkin, though.
It was cool. So Cinderella's was a pumpkin, right? Did I make that up? All right.
It sure was.
Yep.
I haven't seen that shit in forever. All right, so you want to head back into the boat then? You guys heading on out?
Mm-hmm.
I'll drag you guys on over.
Back from the boat and then northeast.
I'll double click for you so you're. Bam, bam. Is that not double clicking for you guys? There you go.
That's it. Just can't move us, but away we go.
Oh yeah, I got your boat locked. There you go. You should be good now. So, yeah, they told you to the northeast is where you need to be traversing, or where the Mirkwood Forest is, or Zerkwood rather. It's a type of mushrooms. Big stalky kind of mushrooms. Actually, everyone roll a nature check for me real quick.
Ooh. Oh, 18.
Fang, of
Nice.
course, Mr. Mycology. You know that a Zerkwood is a mushroom that can grow up to 40 feet high. It's large, kind of grain-like spores. They're edible, and they actually can provide a decent amount of food. But the fungus itself is more important for its hard and woody stalk, which they want, of course. It's one of the few sources of timber in the Underdark. And yeah, it can be used to create all sorts of kinds of things, especially a chariot. Actually, I'd say with an 18, I'd say that you also know of a few other kinds of mushrooms in the Underdark as well. You've heard of barrel stalks, which are kind of like a cask-shaped fungus that can be tapped and drained of water inside of it. Each one of them contains a decent amount of gallons of water, and even the husk of them can provide some food for you. You also know of ones called blue caps, which are dubbed the grain of the Underdark. It's a tall, slender mushroom with a bright blue bell-shaped cap, and they're inedible, but their spores can be ground up to make a very nutritious kind of like bland flour. Yeah, so you kind of like know a bit more about kind of like the edible kind of mushrooms and stuff like that are located down here, of course.
When you say the Zerkwood,
Yes.
Was that what it was? When you say they grow 40 feet high, is that like on on the Zerkwood tree?
No, they grow up
Or it's
to
that
tall.
tall?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. So they should be easy to find.
A whole forest of them, hopefully. As you
Let's
guys
go.
begin to traverse up here, you do see that there's a tunnel entrance right up to your northeast, and there's two more as well further up north around the corner. As if you wanted to dock right there, you'd walk on land as the flooring up there is dry.
What are your thoughts, guys? I mean, they did say northeast. I guess that would be this way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's do it. So that way we go.
Ugh.
Can't move everything for some reason. I can only just move myself or the boat separately.
Yeah, they're locked. You can't move them as well. But yeah, I think Wilma
Okay.
is heading up here, so I don't know if you guys are docking the ship right here. Boat won't go in there, it'll stay out here.
Should we just take it with us?
No, it's on land up where Wilma is.
Or we could just fold
no,
it up.
but
Oh yeah, you can fold it up if you
Rampoo
want
it.
to. Yeah.
you gotta poo it, bruh.
Why don't
Ram
you give her a
that
nice
poo.
poo? Why don't you give her a nice poo there, Fang?
Alright. Alright. Rampoo. Starts to collapse.
Folds into itself and then kind of flips up and lands right in your hands.
Alright, let's find these mushrooms.
As you're looking around, you do see a few of them kind of like right in front of you, just a few mushrooms in the area. You guys begin to push on in here, and room in here begins to smell a little bit as well. Like I mentioned before, kind of like that very like zoo animal house kind of smell, or just like kind of like stale animal shit and like mildew, essentially.
Looking for like spider webs or anything like that.
Yeah. As you're looking around, you don't seem to see any for the time being. Certainly make a perception check if you want.
Give that a shot. I'm very precise. Perceptive. 15?
15. You're kind of looking all around, look up to the ceiling. You see a couple bats skitter across the ceiling and fly out of your guys' light and find a new home away from you guys. But you don't seem to see any spider webs right around here.
Just gonna rely on my passive perception to look for that then.
Yep.
Just moving forward. So
Cool.
which way, guys?
I'm gonna listen.
Are there any
Smell.
are there any like indicators like between the two pathways that would like kind of force me towards one direction as opposed to the other for these mushrooms?
Make a survival check, and Sorak, you can make a perception check.
I'm looking for spiders and shit.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, Wilma's already kind of spotted or did that covering. Doesn't really see any spider webs or sense any around there. Same with you. You still see those kind of bats flutter on by up in the ceiling, but nothing that seems to be like any sort of harm or danger currently. Let's see, Fang with an 11. I'd say that like right where you are on this this impasse or this fork in the road, you do see like some more mushrooms growing to the east, rather than north. You know, what you make of that is what you will, but you do see more mushrooms growing that way.
Just I say we try this east pathway here.
Lead the way, my friend.
Before we go, with my sword, I'm gonna mark a little X on the ground so we can remember we came from there.
Thank you.
Very nice. Make an X right there, marking where you guys have already been, and Wilma begins to lead you guys to the
I'm
east.
actually gonna ask Fang or Solrak to lead, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll lead. I got my Dawnbringer light, so I can see the furthest. So it's probably best I lead.
Great decision.
And night vision.
I'll take the back.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, you will.
You will.
Turn around.
On second thought, I'll be behind Solrak.
Oh, I do like the view from here better.
Likewise, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh man. Maybe I should just lead.
You guys begin to
So you're the one. Never mind. Just keep walking.
You guys begin to traverse through here, and as you do, Solrak, you notice, and Fang, there's a bunch of cut down stumps of what look like some sort of trees or large growth in this room. Fang, as you walk in here, you definitely recognize that these were Zerkwood trees in this area before, or Zerkwood mushrooms, kind of were once grown here, but now have been cut down.
Is this piece down here that's on the ground?
Yeah, that's a piece of
look
wood.
Like it's good.
Wood or the
Look rotted
mushroom?
or usable?
It looks like it could be usable for what they're trying to accomplish with.
Say, well, boys, we got the first start, and lady, whatever the hell you say you are, and I take out my bag of holding, and I put this giant piece of wood in it.
You're really good at hiding that giant log, Solrak.
Hey, I've mastered it over years.
You think that's enough wood?
There's never enough
No,
wood.
Definitely need more than that, but
I'm not
We
going
can
to
start.
entertain the answer. You think that's enough, Solrak?
no, we definitely need more. But it's a good start. Need significantly more than this, though. Let's keep going, and then I keep on moving. I'm gonna make sure to be careful with the stumps, to make sure that funny business with them.
Yeah, I mean, they just all look like, cut down stumps as you guys are walking through in here. And, in here, the roof is about maybe 50 feet high. It kind of slopes down to like 30 feet to like where you guys are walking towards. As you're walking up here, you see a chasm of sorts, like an opening with looks like a piece of Zerk wood used as a bridge to cross across it.
Would it be frowned upon to take that, gents?
Well, maybe we should see what's on the other side first, but I think we should definitely take it.
Word.
Yeah, do we want to see maybe who put it there?
Get on my broom. Zip zap zoop. Coming back for the lady. Take Wilma with me.
As you guys all begin to fly over here and look into this area, what you're gonna try to grab this, or you're just looking around?
I'm looking around first.
We're gonna cross it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going across.
Cool.
Eventually, we're gonna.
Very cool. Yeah, you look across it and you see that there's just like a black expanse that kind of goes down deep. You look over the edge and you can't see how far it goes, and kind of like that darkness really kind of gets to you guys for a moment, as if there's some heavy vertigo. You guys are starting to get some like heavy vertigo for a second. Are you guys just walking across, or are you flying over?
Fly over.
All right, so you fly
walk
over.
across.
Wilma,
Wilma with me.
I was on his
Oh,
his
okay.
on the room.
Gotcha. As soon as you guys land on this other side and you're looking over the chasm and everything, suddenly everything around you just turns dark instantly. You guys can't see anything around you guys at all. And you start to
Even
hear
with
a
my
bit
Dawnbringer.
of, even with the Dawnbringer.
Okay.
And you guys hear some skittering commotion. It sounds like it runs right by you guys. Coming from both sides of where you guys just ran or flew across this bridge.
Do I?
You didn't see
Do
that,
I see
but
them run across? Okay.
no.
Okay.
I would say we should move forward and get out of this.
And zip zap zoop.
As soon as Wilma says that, you hear a heavy impact on the stone right beside you. Both Wilma and Solrak.
Heavy impact, like someone smashing it, or like someone blasted it.
Like something heavy just landed right beside you, and then suddenly, after you like realize that, and you're kind of like your senses are taken over right now from this darkness all around you guys, you notice that has happened, and you're not sure where to go. If you take a step back, you might fall down in this chasm, but you feel something reach out towards you, Solrak, as a 23 hits you, doing 9 points of damage on you, and then a 12 misses you, but then Wilma, let's see, 20, does that hit you?
I right posted.
Nope, 21.
It'll be with disadvantage, Solrak, if you do that, so that's your choice if you want to.
Buddy.
Okay.
Okay. Homebringer with disadvantage. It's time to not suck. 21!
21 will hit.
Yeah, buddy. And this thing undead by any chance?
It is not.
Oh, wait, that is not damage. Sorry, that is. So that plus. Oh wait, sorry. That's a D10, D12, D10. So it's 8 plus. Oh, plus a 10, 18 damage.
Oof. Massive. Alright, as you cut into its flesh, you hear him cry out to you. And it sounds like, unlike any other beasts you ever heard before, it's got this very heavy, labored breathing, that you can tell it's bipedal, like a humanoid almost, but you can hear it scratching its front arms or claws against the ground as well. I need everyone to roll initiative now, as you guys hear a few of these coming around from the darkness crevices in the corners, which you guys just crossed, from the expanse that you just crossed. Let me put on combat music.
Be right back.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, and like as they came in there and were like doing these attacks, they sounded extremely violent and like they're claiming this area around them, and like they're not stoked that you guys have come into this area, which they dwell in. Cannot of course see quite yet. Whoops, I just minimized something I shouldn't have. But yes, at the top of the round, let me go ahead and show them in the combat tracker. Okay, at the top of the round,
Damn.
after a surprise, Wilma, you are up. You can't see anything.
That is quite a few. Alright. So I would imagine that. So came over with Solrak. Still on Solrak's broom. I am going to ready. So sitting on the broom still, I'm going to ready Word of Radiance. So that if anything swipes at us, I'm going to reach out and try to grab it to cast, and then cast Word of Radiance kind of all around us. I'm hoping maybe that fights off the disadvantage a little bit.
Sure, yeah, just send that to the game log so we can all take a look at that.
Well, no, that's for me doing it. Word of Radiance is a cantrip. It's
There we go.
5 feet, 5 foot action. You utter their divine word, although it's a saving throw, so I guess there is no disadvantage, right? Because it's right? Because like they wouldn't have advantage.
Yeah,
on
no,
the
yeah,
save,
it wouldn't be a
right?
disadvantage for you.
Okay. I'm gonna ready that so that if I feel anything or anything swipes at Solrak or I, since I'm on the broom with him still, Word of Radiance.
All right, sounds good. Fang, then you are up. You hear the heavy labored breathing coming over your shoulder, standing by Solrak, as he swipes at him. What do you do?
Yes. So I kind of just kind of reach around for like the closest wall, and when I find said wall, I just kind of tap it and just but first I take an opal out of my Helm of Brilliance and kind of smash it into the wall and say daylight, and that's just gonna be daylight. Let's see. So I'll send it to you.
Damn, man!
Oh. So it's a 60-foot radius sphere of light spreads from that point on the wall. Sphere is a bright light and sheds dim light for an additional 60 feet.
If any of this spell's area overlaps with an area of darkness created by a spell of 3rd level or lower, the
Yep.
spell is created. The spell that created the darkness is dispelled. Okay. So as this brilliant daylight shines out as Fang slams his this diamond into the wall or whatever stone it was,
Opal.
this magical darkness that was enveloping you guys disappears, and right around Sorak and Wilma, you can see these humanoid figures. Like I said, they're bipedal, but they're kind of leaned over on like using the front arms as kind of like legs or arms as well, and they look ferocious, territorial, and like they are here to kill. Let me send that to the game log.
Ooh.
Ah. Goo.
And then bonus action, I will spend a key point and use the dodge action.
Fun.
Cool. Alright. So Fang just stands there, like bouncing around, ready for one of these to just come out of the darkness at him. As he does that, one leaps over. Let's see, can he do that? Can he do that? No, he cannot do that far. He would go right here, poof, down here, and use double movement, or his double movement speed to squeeze through you guys. And with
Is that an opportunity attack?
nope, he did not leave your space. With Fang right there, he goes and swipes at you with a 13 and a 25. That's a natural 20 on that one.
Oh.
He does 15 points of slashing damage on you, Fang, as he just tears into your flesh, standing there beating his chest at you, growling and snarling. This yellow one jumps on down to the bridge, the makeshift bridge, and you see him begin to run across here with Sorak right at the end of it. He takes 2 swipes at him. A 20 to hit will not hit, and a 13 to hit will not hit either. Alright, this next one will jump down as well. You guys just see them coming out of the darkness, like, you don't see them. You can hear this heavy labored breathing coming out from these different areas, but out of nowhere, out of this darkness, you just see this form jump down, land down right by you, Sorak, and take 2 more swipes. A 24 to hit, and an 18 to hit.
Hit the first.
Alright, 8 damage on the first one, 8 slashing, as he tears into you a little bit. And, alright, one that was started his turn next to you. He's got Wilma right next to him. Actually, yeah, Wilma's the one that... Oh no, who hurt him? Sorak did, right? Yeah, so Sorak.
Yeah.
So Sorak, he goes at you, a 12 will miss.
Shit.
And then he goes again, natural 20. He does 10 points of damage, slashing damage to you on that one, just tearing into your
How
flesh. 10, as he just rips through, finding an opening in your armor, and it is your turn.
Okie dokie, Captain Smokey. So, I'm gonna take a Dawnbringer swipe over to this light blue one. I'm also going to use a superiority die to do my slash and bash attack when the creature
Sweeping?
is 5 feet away. Yeah, sweeping attack, that's what it is.
Nice.
Okay, so it's a sweeping Dawnbringer. Let's go.
So you're aiming at the blue guy?
Got the light blue guy.
Cool.
Okay. And these guys are not undead either, right?
Nope.
19?
19 will hit both of them, yep. So go ahead and roll your normal damage for the first one, and then just a superiority dice for whichever one that you wanted to hit as well.
Yeah, buddy. Okay. That's 13 damage on the first guy.
Cool.
And a D10 on the second. Come on, baby. That's 5 on the second guy.
And you want yellow or purple?
I'll go yellow.
Alright, -5 on yellow. Cool. Alright, so that's one attack.
Sweet. Now I'm gonna go take my second Unbringer at blue.
Cool.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's a 30.
that'll hit.
Mm. Better fucking hit.
Nah, silvery
7
barbs.
down.
Yep, no, 7 damage.
Alright.
Nice.
15.
15 will hit. Yeah, you see they're not wearing any sort of armor or anything, and as you slice through him on this one, watch as he cuts through, backs up a little bit, looking at the wound, and just falls down this pit. And you don't even hear him impact for a few seconds until he does finally, and he is dead.
Damn. I'm gonna go ahead and use my last attack, Demon Sword, on yellow. And I am hoping he will join his buddy. Let's see.
17 hits.
17. With that plus 9 damage.
9. Still standing, but definitely does not like being attacked like that. He snarls and growls at you, ready to give it right back to Solrak. This pink one up here, which you guys cannot see, runs and jumps down, lands right next to you, and yeah, he's gonna keep going at you. You're the one that just killed one of them, so 19 will miss, and a 7.
Can I
will
use
miss.
my brace reaction?
Yes, he
actually?
gets into your area. Yeah, you can use brace. You can use
Yeah, buddy.
riposte if you want to. Yeah. That is
I'll go ahead and brace for him.
Cool.
And if I brace, I can still hit my superiority die damage on it, right?
Absolutely,
Yes,
yep.
I did. Okay, cool. I'm gonna brace his ass. Oh, a 30, baby.
Yep. Silvery
So
barbs.
that is 14 plus.
Damn, 14.
Plus.
Better
Oh,
10.
plus 10. 24 damage on
Nice.
that.
I
Oh.
hate that.
Oh.
Uh,
Let's do it.
he lands down, and you're like, you hear him running off of this ledge up the top. And as he lands, you had your sword ready for him and stab him right through the chest, right as he comes down. So that extra, momentum of him leaping down definitely hurt him more, especially with you kind of thrusting straight through him. That hurts. He's gonna attack you again. Actually, no, I attacked you twice already, right? Yes, I did. So that is it for his turn. Both of those missed. This blue guy, you guys can't see, but he comes running off the ledge as well, jumping down, and gets right next to Fang back here because there's no room up for the rest of the party. He's gonna swipe at Fang, 15, and a 23.
Yeah.
Does 6 points of slashing damage on you as he kind of rips through, scratching into your arm a little bit. And this one. He's gonna run. There's no room for him to go, so he's gonna hold. He's gonna ready in action. You guys see him just bouncing around up there, scratching down at the floor, and looking like he's like ready to jump off and pounce on probably Solrak. This orange
A
one.
little kid about to jump into the pool.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Orange one goes to Solrak, a 21 to hit. You've already used a reaction, so that will hit you. And then a 12 will miss, so 5 points of slashing on you. And that'll bring us back to the top of the round with Wilma. Yeah, I mean, would you have used your... no one attacked... Everyone attacked Solrak. You said if you were going to hold your action if someone was attacking you or Solrak, right?
Yeah, I guess so. So
I'll
I
let
don't know
you
if we
cast on one of them
done
if you
that.
want. Sure.
All right. Well, I mean, it's an AOE, so it's everything within 5.
Okay. So
It's a 19 con save.
So it would have been the first one that attacked him after you, which was
Yeah.
purple. So only purple and white and the blue one that was dead were down
Okay.
here. Oh, and orange was down here. So I'll do these two. Con
Okay.
saves, right?
That's 18. Yeah, 19 con save, then 18 damage.
19 con save, 18 damage. Roll, both fail, apply. Cool.
All
Alright.
right. Then I'm gonna get a little bit closer to Solrak, and then I think I can do the same thing, and I can reach yellow, orange, blue, pink, and can I reach black? Oh, that's your call.
Nah,
I'll take
it
right on the
should
edge.
be oh yeah, so if you're not
5
Soul
feet.
Rack. So yellow, pink, purple, and orange then. I was thinking if it was centered at Soul Rack, but yeah.
Yellow, pink, purple, orange. What about the black guy? To the left of Solrak.
I think you would have to be in Soul Rack's position for that to technically hit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing edge of circle to edge of circles coming up to 5 feet, but I don't know where it reads from. But okay, that's fine.
Let's see.
I will do Word of Radiance again.
Alright, so go and roll damage. You said it's a 19 con.
19 con, 17 more damage.
19 here. 17 damage. Con roll. Purple one succeeds. The other ones all fail. So apply that. As you watch this radiance blast them brilliantly. The one north of you, Wilma, looks like he's about to collapse. The other ones still have some fight. Anything else for you?
That's it.
Cool. Fang then.
Turn.
All right, yeah, with my free hand, I pull out my my prayer wheel and hold my hand up, and down from the heavens, within a 15-foot radius, come my spirit guardians in a 15-foot radius, and obviously Wilma and Solrak will be unaffected. And so when a creature starts their turn or enters the circle, they must make a wisdom saving throw, a DC 17, and then
Cool.
take half damage on a fail.
Very nice. So what do your spiritual weapons look like, or your spirit guardians look like? You said they're
Ooh.
little suns. Is that what we said before?
Yeah, Little Suns, I thought that's what it was.
Cool. You guys watch as these little gilded suns flitting around, circling around him at a rapid speed. You guys seem to be able to evade them, and it's like you're invisible to them and impenetrable, but these creatures look like they're terrified of these little gilded suns swirling all around. Anything else for you?
That is it. Purple dude's gonna have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yep. 14.
Ooh. He takes 21 damage.
You watch as his son just eliminates him, just completely knocks him upside the head and shreds him as he dies.
Yellow one?
Yellow one, wisdom save. 12.
Ooh. 10 damage.
You watch as he gets nailed by all these little suns and takes a ton of damage, and he's like holding on to this Zerkwood log right now. Like it looks like he's about to fall over as he's like bleeding out from all this radiance. He does not though, as he stands up and looks at Solrak, and he's got this rage in his eyes now as he's really hurt right now. He goes and attacks Solrak with a 24 to hit.
Oh yeah.
You have
Wait,
used a
that's-
reaction.
Yeah.
So
Yep, I'm beat.
you take 7 plus 5. You take 12 points of damage as he begins to just rip into you with this rage, and he goes and does it again. A 20 to hit
Beat.
will not hit. All right, and that actually he's going to back off a little bit. right over here, stand back here, just kind of like wheezing and like intensely as he looks around feverishly and frantically. Black one, it's got Silrak right next to him. Gonna keep on digging at him. Oh yeah, go ahead and roll that. Wisdom save. I rolled an 18, so I take half of 17.
Yep, 8 damage.
8 damage. First attack on you, Silrak, will miss. Goes and tries to claw at you again. That's a natural 20. He will do 11 points of damage on you, slashing into your flesh and just kind of cackling in your face. As he also will bounce off out of this area of a bunch of floating around suns, and that brings us to Silrak.
Okay. First things first, I'm going to take a Dawnbringer swipe at Douchey over here, the pink one.
Yeah. Douchey McPink.
That's a 16.
That will hit, and
11 damage.
falls down the hole as well.
Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and go after this one right here. Purple.
Purple. 11. Oh no, that's the damage. Cool. 22.
22. With 11 damage.
Wait, purple is not on my DM screen. Purple should be gone.
Yeah, purple's dead.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not on my DM screen.
Yep.
He's
He
gone.
died first. Yeah.
So then orange.
Orange. Okay. 11 damage on him. Cool.
Yep. Then I'll swing again. 14.
14 will just hit. Not armored.
8 damage.
Yeah, he's looking rough.
Okay, demon sword time.
Just like Alex Trebek's mother.
20. Dirty.
That'll hit.
12 damage.
Lay that one to waste with that last swing.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and use my second wind.
Oh, you know what? Also,
one.
once you killed that, actually no, he can't. This one just jumps down here as an action. That was what he had readied. Can't attack and jump. But yeah, go ahead and second wind.
I'm gonna go ahead and second wind it. Okay. I get 1d10 plus 12.
It's a whole lot of health.
Yeah, buddy, 17 health back.
Cool.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, Silrak
Will
just
do.
getting surrounded by these Quagoths and feeling their intensity surrounding you. You know, you got to find some recourse to stop this.
Clagops, more like Jagops.
This one runs up to Silrak again, and was gonna go for Fang. 2 swipes though, and he misses.
Make your wisdom save.
I already did the those right above it, and I failed.
I'm
I already
gonna
took the damage.
riposte him.
13 damage.
I took that. Thank you. Yep, go for it.
Okay. He just took 13 damage, you said?
He sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll still use the riposte. Fuck it. Kill his ass.
That'll hit.
18. That's 13 damage plus. $16 damage total.
All right. So would you have riposted the first one or the second one? so I know.
The second one.
Okay. Good to know. All right. As he misses both of those, you stab into him, and he's looking much weaker now than he did as he approached you. The one to the north of you and Wilma, he's gonna go and try to swipe at Wilma. Oh yeah, let me do a wisdom save. 20 succeeds. I take 8 damage or 6 damage. 16 to hit on Wilma will miss. Go and swipe again. 11 will also miss, as that one to the north of you, Wilma, just tries to hit you twice, misses them both, and it is your turn.
The second one, I'm gonna like judo chop him, and I'm gonna just shoulder right into him and try to shove him off this cliff.
All right, cool. Go and roll attack, or are you trying to do damage with the attack, or do you just want to try to do the push?
I'm trying to shove him.
Okay,
I'm
make
trying
an
to move
athletics
and
check.
throw him in the cliff. Athletics. Can I do acrobatics?
No, this will be
Reading it, it
athletics.
says
Acrobatics will not have to do with shoving someone.
reading it, and it says it's okay, but all right.
Where does it say that? What exactly does it say? So I can tell you where you're
Here, hold on. It says exactly this.
If you push him and then do a backflip into a
wrong. Oh,
round off.
on dndlounge.com. What is this site?
Player's Handbook 195 to 96.
Cool. Well,
Strength
I agree
4
with Player's
acrobatics. I would have missed either way
let's see.
because
The
it's only
creature
a
who makes
plus
the
2.
shove
So
makes the creature who's shoving makes an athletics check, and the target can make either athletics or acrobatics.
yeah. All right,
Yeah,
well, I lost anyway.
Which is
It
exactly
wouldn't matter.
what I was gonna get at.
It wouldn't matter.
Yeah, so you try to push him, and he stands strong, doesn't seem to budge at all, and just kind of smiles at you. The sharp, pointy little teeth looking at you.
Just kind of look over to Soul Rack and just go like, do something for a change. That's it.
Hilarious. Cool. Fang, you are up.
Yep, blue guy is getting a roundhouse kick to the face. Give it to him. I don't know what just happened. Oh, whoopsies.
Literally gave
13.
13 will hit.
Hey, all right. Oh, 12 damage.
Oh, nice.
Is he still kicking?
Still kicking. He's looking weak, but he's still kicking.
Yeah.
This guy's a fucking kicker.
11.
11.
Nat one, so never mind.
11 will miss. Yeah, nat 1 for sure.
Damn. All right. Bonus action. Yep. One more roundhouse. There we go. 29.
Yep, that will hit.
With 13. Oh, max damage.
Fang just knocks this one out completely. Just cold cocks him right in between the eyes, and
Yeah,
lights
give him the
out.
cold cock.
Oh yeah, never the hot one.
Cool, cock him hard.
And then I'm gonna kind of slide. I'm gonna slide.
Wilma's getting real excited right now, guys.
And I'm gonna stand right here.
Cool. Oh yeah. So it's the start of their turn, right? If they're in it, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
You might want to move up a little bit if you can.
Yeah, get that yellow one.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I was concerned about opportunity attack, but they can't get it anyway. Nope,
That's
nope.
right. Oh wait, no, it's only reread your thing.
Oh, if I hit the
Yes,
creature?
so you fucked me on this before, and I will never let it happen again. You were
Wait,
getting
really?
opportunity attacked, yeah. Because like before you kind of taunted me with it. You're like, oh, you get opportunity. Like, oh, no, you
I
don't.
most definitely have before multiple times.
What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
I'm touching you. I'm not touching
But mobile says when you make a melee attack, so that specifically also has to be a melee attack against a creature, you do not provoke opportunity attacks. So when you do your Boots of the Storm Riding or whatever, you still get opportunity attacks on you.
Okay, but what unarmed strike is a melee attack.
Yeah, but you didn't attack him. You attacked the purple
Oh,
guy.
it's got to be him
Yeah.
specifically.
Gotcha.
Oh.
He gets
Alright.
advantage on this actually. All right, that misses.
That's why he's the almighty DM.
He gets
Alright.
advantage.
Don't worry about it. He does. All right, so yellow guy starts his turn here. He fucking dies. He's got 1 health left. So
Yeah.
black one, standing right next to Fang. Let's see, wisdom save.
White.
9. Yellow died.
Oh,
He had-
yellow
he had
died
literally 1 health
and,
left.
and black's dead.
Not yet.
Oh, come on.
He takes these hits from these Gilded Suns, boom, 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 pummeling into him, and he relents back at you with a claw attack, a 23 to hit. He does 6 damage to you. I need you to make a con saving throw. DC 10.
Con save.
And
Damn.
your little Spirit Guardians. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, drop.
No.
as he goes to attack you again with another 23.
I will react on that one. I will, you know, throw my hands and God, what the fuck is it
All right.
called? It's been so long.
I roll natural 20 then instead.
Well, he gets disadvantage.
All right, so
So yeah, I'll take the
Damn.
first of the two.
it was 9 damage then. Actually, my bad. I forgot I already rolled it. 9
He's
damage.
real excited about this.
Yeah. And
Mobile this, you fucker.
yeah,
Or
right.
at least he missed his opportunity attack.
It's like I gotta like try to remember all the rules, but like you guys get all these new feats and stuff. It's hard to sometimes keep up with them. So I just take your word for it while
Very
we're
hard.
playing, and then I look back at it later in the night. I'm like, motherfucker, he lied to me.
That's the one thing I noticed is every new feature gets one. You can do whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just like, we'll let it slide this time. Yeah. All right. So at the end of that, actually no, he's gonna back off of you. You used a reaction. So he's gonna run
That
away
rat
from you.
bastard.
30 feet, and that brings us to Solrak. As he
Okay,
screams
and-
down to the north, kind of growls up there.
Let me see. Oh, nice. I can reach him.
Purple
Okay,
and
so,
yellow are not here, by the way. It's just the red and the black one. I'm not sure. I'm gonna
Yeah,
reload
yeah.
my DMs for my player screen.
first things first. The last thing that had happened to me
Light freeze.
was Wilma tried to push this red guy. Couldn't do it. And he was like, "Fucking do something." So I'm going to swing my sword. Wham! I'm going for red guy's neck. I'm gonna try to chop his head off.
Ooh. Alright. Let's see if you can do it.
Ooh, dirty 20.
A 20 will hit. Wow, why are these guys still on my screen?
10 damage.
Alright, 10 damage.
Okay, I'm gonna swing again.
24 definitely hits.
24. It's 7 damage.
Mm-hmm.
24 again.
Repeatedly stabbing into this guy, slashing into him.
8 more damage.
He's still standing. Got a lot of cuts
And,
into him for sure.
More.
I'm
Ooh,
just ridiculously excited that Solrak is finally listening.
An 11 will
Uh,
miss.
11. I'll go ahead and use my action surge.
Okay.
Sure you want to do
I was
that?
gonna say, you
Here?
certainly
Actually,
can.
no, I'm fine. It's
There's
fine.
2
I'm
guys
alright.
left. Alright. End of your turn then. This one that you've just been swiping at a few times. Tired of your bullshit. Goes and swipes back at you. Actually, it's going to squeeze through here. Actually, no, that's not going to work out. He's just going to swipe at you, Solrak, as he was doing. 21 to hit.
I'm gonna block it with my. Nah, he can take the hit.
Okay. He does 8 damage, slashing damage. Goes to slash at you again, and that is a natural 20.
Jesus.
That's 10 damage. That's like 3 natural 20s on you, specifically.
20.
Uh,
It's because it's your birthday.
that's right.
Birthday dice.
I got a card today from Lex that says, hope you get a critical hit on it too, so there you go. So that swipes at you twice and hits you. Wilma, you are up. He is looking very weak though, that's for sure.
How much damage did I get on the net 20?
10. See? Hope it's a critical hit.
I'm gonna Sacred Flame the black one.
Alright, go for it. Is that a dex save or not? Roll? Yeah.
19 dex.
19 dex, okay. 15. So I take 11 damage. This radiant flame just strikes into him. Doesn't seem to really slow him down too much, as he seems pretty gung-ho on getting out of here. Anything else for you? Cool. Fang.
Alright.
About 30 feet away from you.
Yep. That's just a nice, easy walk over there. And I Give him a nice baseball swing with my quarterstaff. Nat 20!
There you
Oh!
go.
Hell yeah.
20.
That will
Runs in
definitely
the
hit.
family.
And with 18 health left,
19
you
damage.
just completely baseball
Wow.
swing him in the head,
Wow,
knock him out, and that
that's so
dude just
badass.
dies. Completely destroyed him. in
Calling
one
for
swing.
help, and he got smushed.
Yep.
Alright. So then I move back there. And god damn it. I want to fucking kill him. Alright.
Can't you like bonus action dash or no?
I can.
Is it worth
Yeah, I guess that's what we'll do.
Yeah, you can do that and then you
Yeah.
can whack him again.
Yeah. I was trying to see if there's a cooler way. There is, but we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that, and then boom, another baseball swing coming at ya boy.
Let's do it. That'll
Oh,
hit.
dirty 20. Yeah. 6 damage.
6 damage. Still standing, but very bruised, cut up, and beat up. You guys
Bonus
clearly have him cornered here. You just use bonus action.
Ah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Fuck. All right, that is my turn.
All good. Do you want to end your turn standing right there, or
Move over a foot.
Gonna mobile away. Because then Solrak can get in. Little space.
That's right. He can't get an opportunity attack on me, so I'm gonna move over here.
that is correct?
Yeah,
He
you
can't-
just run away.
Yeah, you just get the fuck out of there. All right. At the end of
Okay.
your turn, Silrak sees an opening. This guy pushed up against the ledge. What do you do?
And basically, just Fang just like bitch slapped him there.
Yeah, he went up,
Just-
knocked out one with a baseball swing, and then sprinted back and bitch slapped him, and then hopped out of the way for you.
He just left him for me. I was like, thank you, sir. And then I'm gonna take a big old dog burger.
Big old dong. Let's do
15.
it.
14 damage.
And how does Silrak do it with that one?
There you go.
And basically, Fern comes in, a bitch slaps him into the corner, steps away from me, and I go, thank you, my good lad. Look back at Wilma, lady, this is how we do things in Daggerford. And finally, I finished the decapitation. Fwah! The head was flying down the hole. On the
Yeah.
body's just standing there in shock, like, and then it just drops down to its knees, and then it falls down the hole.
Hell yeah. Just a couple seconds. Finally, about 6 seconds later, you hear the thudding impact. And it hits down on the ground. I mean, it must be about 500 feet deep, this hole. As you stand over the edge of the darkness and look around at the corpses all around you of these Quagoths, and you look ahead, and as you guys were enveloped in that darkness that kind of spurred this, you did hear some more footsteps, movement that ran by you guys. It sounded more human-like than, to Wilma at least, it sounded more human-like than what these creatures were, which were humanoids, but definitely sounded like some sort of people running by you guys and getting out of here as you heard like the pitter-patter of boots hitting the stone down here. And they went up to the north and around the corner and up to the north, rather.
Note when the guy fell to the ground, very coolly say, "Don't you go falling in love now, you hear?" Then I turn back, and I notice the sound. That way. Let's go. I start
Okay.
running towards it.
Kind of look over to Fango. He's kind of smart, isn't he? And I follow.
As you guys begin
He's
to
learning.
go down here a bit further and like kind of make your way to this cross, it sounded like they went up this way, or I'm trying to ping. I'm not sure if it is for you guys. There you go.
Yeah, I
Oh,
see it.
yeah. yeah.
But
I stop and I make a big X there too. By the way,
cool.
before we go anywhere.
mark it in the ground right there. But Fang, as you guys begin to go this way, you notice that right behind you pass a couple more of those chopped down Zerkwood trees, and to the southeast where you guys stand, that the path there, you see one to your northeast, of course, you see a southeast one and one that goes straight south. You see a lot of that kind of mushroom and vegetation growth going to that southeast area.
Guys, I mean, we are here to get wood and not, I mean, we do like slash and bashing, but I think there's gonna be more wood to the south.
I do think there might have been some people there. With the dead bodies, like was there any like not their blood here or anything like that that would lead to like why were there other things here that just kind of ran away and didn't fight? Like, was it people they were eating or something like that?
Ghost of Wilmore Chattington, maybe.
So say that again. Word that again. Not exactly sure what you're looking for.
So like I heard humanoid feet run away.
Mm-hmm.
So like looking at like the dead bodies in the area, like what the fuck was going on here? That there was just a bunch of potential people here. Were they hanging out with these crazy things? So like,
Sure.
I don't know, footprints. Is there like camping supplies? Did it look like they were fighting or anything like that?
Sure. Okay, make either, if you're looking for footprints, do a survival check. If you're looking for clues for certain things, make an investigation check.
I would want clues. I'm gonna guidance myself.
Sure.
If it matters.
You go roll a d4.
Please,
18.
Colbert. Children are watching.
Give yourself a hand.
Ooh.
Yeah. As you kind of
I guess.
make your way back up to this area, this expanse, you see to the left and the right where these kind of elevated surfaces are that surrounded both sides of this this crevasse, this expanse. You notice that there looks like there's a couple of like rations and like kind of like not packaging but like scraps of like different things that could have been used by some sort of human like that was camping or like maybe keeping watch up here or something along those lines. You do see a couple of like crossbow bolts and darts that are stationed up there as well, which of course these Quaggoths don't seem like they are capable of using or would have used themselves. They didn't use them against you guys, at least if they were. And with the 18, I'd say you do actually notice that there's a couple of like dead bats that you guys, like one or two that you guys walked by, and maybe one on this side. It looks like as you investigate that this bat has been hit by some sort of like dart or like a crossbow bolt, so like a small bolt of sorts. And with that, actually make a history check. Any of you guys can. Any and all of you guys can. Alright, cool. Wilma.
20.
Especially being in the Underdark, Wilma, in a place that is known to be a home for these types of creatures, you know that drow or dark elves in general definitely have a proficiency or typically use certain weapons like this. If they're not using scimitars or blades, they're using small crossbows and darts and such things to shoot at their targets. And especially being in a place like this in the Underdark and working with these Quaggoths, these strange Underdark creatures, in your mind, it wouldn't be too far-fetched to believe that this could be the workings of drow that could be in this area. And I'll even do it a little bit further with you with this natural 20. You've looked through Wilmore's notes and all that jazz, and had dug through these a little bit, and I've known a little bit of what he's been up to because you've been following the Wrecking Crew throughout the last few months and their adventures and escapades. You would know that, of course, the drow had some sort of connection with the ongoings of the Red Wizard, Narvi, and more closely it was what they were connected to the Fire Giants, but perhaps, this was just maybe, in your mind, you're just trying to piece things together, that the drow, were possibly just thralls of sorts of the Red Wizard, a part of the grand scheme of like this chessboard. They're just another pawn on the board being moved around, and it just kind of just connects in your mind again that, you know, Wilmore talked about the Drow before and the Fire Giants and his connection with Narvi and the Red Wizard and everything, and now you possibly think that there's some around here, again in another place with these connections with, you know, the Brain and Red Wizard and all this stuff. So, you know, you don't know exactly why they're here, but that definitely gives you like more of an inkling and concise feeling that you are right on that.
Wonderful. Guys, I think we may want to take some hostages from up north, maybe. Perhaps.
Okay. So you mean kill them and then?
No. I
hostage them
think
for their body back, right?
no. I think the At least I did think you were the smart one. But yeah, I believe there's probably some drow around here that they might be working for the Red Wizard as well, and it might be worth you know, seeing what they can do with their tongues, if you will.
Like, I see what you're saying. Like, chop
Angling.
them off to send a message to all the other assholes. What's gonna happen to them, right? That's
Oh,
pretty gnarly.
The only offings around here won't be them. What?
Oh, sounds gross, and want any part of it. Anyways, I know what you're saying. We can take a goddamn hostage, but just note. Those bastards will do anything to save their hide.
Oh, I know.
So, I don't know if we can trust anything they say.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Another thing too that Wilma probably would have remembered, that Wilmore probably highlighted and underlined, is that the Drow house that Narvi and such were working with was House Solaren, which is known as the most magical Drow house in all of Menzoberranzan. And you would also know that that was also the Drow house, family house, that infiltrated Gauntlgrim, you know, good old Reginald Roundshield's mithril forge and home. So, you know, just a few things that, of course, Wilmore's diary has helped provide to the party. But with that, I think if you guys are planning on heading up there I think this might just be a good place in general to call it a night before you guys get too much further into the woods, or whatever is into the southeast, or going up to the Drow outpost up here, or seeing the Drows. So we'll pick it up here the next time we get together then, if that's cool with you guys.
Wonderful to me.
Yeah.
Sounds
cool.
perfect.
Awesome. Well, great to have you guys back. Awesome night. A good job taking care of those Quaggoths and speaking to the Kuatoya. Good old Noogaloop.
You're a Noogaloop.
I guess we'll get back together again this week or on Sunday, whatever works best for you guys. Lex is out of town all weekend, so I got a free weekend.
It's party. It's a party.
Yeah,
let's all hang out on the computer and play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Let's do that. All right, guys. Thank you for playing. Thank you for watching. JR the Nerd, appreciate you tuning in and commenting. And you guys take that short rest. Look out for those goblins on the stairs, and we'll catch you next time. Take it easy.
Later, Gators. See ya.
Bye.
Peace.